There's the right button. Alright. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to back to Danganronpa. On Wednesday, we did the first half of Chapter 5, the investigation, the daily life and the deadly life. And now, this time, we are jumping into the trial. Let's see how much I remember of the evidence. Once I click back into the game, I can actually like do things. And also, my mic actually works on all the keyboard profiles now. So now whenever I click to something else, it'll keep my mic on. Isn't that spectacular? I don't know what changed, but whatever, we're going with it. Yes, we are continuing.
Let's begin with a
Oh,
basic
we're just
explanation
going
of the
right
class
into it,
trial.
okay.
So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to
Okay.
clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's
Had to
Kyoko. There's no
set
other
my
explanation.
stream
But
manager
Kyoko's
on
standing
Twitch
right there.
correctly.
No, that's a
Alright.
ghost.
But
No, it's
She has
not
legs
a
and stuff.
ghost. Sorry,
Well, that's just
Gussie
because
Girl.
she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Ghosts don't have
There's
technology,
a limit to how
Hero.
much ridiculousness I...
Okay. So I just have to prove that
okay,
the corpse
there we go.
isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
her
Yeah.
traits?
I mean, we could just say she's alive.
I got it!
Gloves.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
I should probably move where I have the alert box on here.
You know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Nope, that's
It
not right.
Probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
There's really no good place to
I'm
put
not
the alert
convinced.
box.
The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Well, let's just leave it where it was. I mean, it's right down in the bottom left, bottom left corner of the screen. So it's technically covering like the subtitles and stuff, but oh well. All right, so what are we doing? We're doing things.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body
Or the
wasn't
fake
wearing
nails.
gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing
No.
gloves before the explosion.
No, they
yeah,
weren't.
she must have been wearing gloves. 'Cause
No,
that
she
corpse
couldn't
is
have. Damn it.
Absolutely Kyoko.
Missed it.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Yes, it is. Hey, we can
That
prove it with
Kyoko
the
there is
nails.
just a ghost.
Just gotta get back there.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
She wasn't.
No, that's wrong.
Got them fake nails, yo. Can't wear gloves with
No,
fake
There's
nails.
no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
I mean, I know that
Whoever
just
it
by looking
was,
at it.
They were wearing fake nails,
Ah.
remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
It wouldn't have worked at all.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
I mean, yes, but also
If
no.
anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Exactly.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's
Oh, there we go.
The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
We really
Which
didn't
should
need to
have
go
been
through
obvious
this.
since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Identify victim. Let's see, what argument can we make? Probably tattoo on the right
Kyoko
hand.
really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Oh, oops.
Shoot!
Hell, that didn't work out too well, now did it?
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in
talking
the
about the
Monokuma
face.
file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Ooh!
No,
It
that's
snuck in
wrong.
right there, underneath the white noise. That's a
There
clean
was
shot.
one clue left behind that
a
we
clean-
can use to identify the body.
No, that wouldn't work. It's clean shot, clean miss. That wouldn't work, because I hit right on target.
What? For real? If you're
Did
wrong,
none of you
you'll
look at the
die a
body?
cruel and unusual
Seriously,
death.
did none of you look at the body?
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
I mean, yes, but also
Her
no.
master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did
You
something
know-
that humiliating?
That would work better if you didn't stutter.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Really? Very tattoo job. Guess it would be the,
I got
probably be
it.
that. Yeah,
The Fenrir
I was right.
Mercenary
I know
Corps.
my things.
That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad
Gets a little
would get
tattoo.
a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Image that represents Fenrir is... Oh, come on. Do we have to do a Hangman's Gambit for this? It's Wolf. It's Wolf. Why are we doing this? There's no reason to be doing this. Seriously.
Now I understand.
Yeah. Now I understand. The completely
representation
obvious
of
answer.
Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Yeah, Norse mythology parentage is weird. Like, those two formed a wolf
Man,
puppy.
after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf,
Oh,
which means that
What?
person must have once belonged to Fenrir.
no.
So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okie dokie.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a coup-last trial?
No.
Yep.
It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro
Oh.
was the mastermind.
Yes
at
and
all.
no.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Unless it was
Maybe
just a
we
fake.
shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first
How about
place.
that?
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
I mean, she's a pretty competent military
All I
badass,
said
so
was that she
I
was
guess.
the ultimate soldier.
So yeah, I guess that would count
If I
for
remember correctly, that other
despair
information
towards
came
the enemies.
from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And
Looks like
who
it.
was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually
Yep.
when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
Well, this isn't
So
the
you're saying
usual.
she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
And
But
how do
can we
you
trust
know?
that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and
I think we
foremost.
touched a button.
Please
we
limit
touched
all
a button.
future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have
Ooh.
officially decided to complete all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because of murder among the students.
We
has
touched
taken
some
place.
buttons. He doesn't like us touching the buttons.
Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
I mean, that's why we're here.
No. There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
No.
There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Yup.
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure
Hold
out.
yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Yes. Makoto and Kyoko.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
I don't know, because
Allow
we were
me
both
to
missing.
explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there.
But how can we
So,
trust
the
you?
murder must have taken place after I left the garden.
My burps still taste like my crawfish po' boy I had for lunch.
However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and
I
I
fully
were in the
welcome
gym
this.
the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs.
That must have been
All of
fun.
which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly
Yep.
so.
Oh yeah, Toko was the fourth one. I was trying to think who all the four people were, because I'm like, well, there's Byakuya, Hiro, and Hina. Who's the fourth person? I forget the fourth. Oh yeah, it's Toko.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking
I
of
was
raising an
sick.
objection?
Yes.
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
You and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
At 9
A
o'clock.
gun! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Looks like it. The game is afoot. I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden to clear my name. Okay. What do we got? Sprinklers, exploded body, fragments near the dead body.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think.
7:30.
So Makoto,
Sprinklers.
if you have
Sprinklers
any
go off.
objections, now would be the time.
7:30 with the sprinklers. Yeah. Yeah.
We've established
Well, it's
a
either
time
it's
frame
either
for the
sprinklers or
It took place
exploded
somewhere
body
between 10
analysis, I would
o'clock at
guess.
night and 9 o'clock in the... Yep, and
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Shoot it! Damn it! It wasn't that.
Shoot!
Okay.
We've established
which
a
means
time
it's
frame for the murder.
exploded
Took
body
place somewhere
analysis.
between 10 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Yep, and
Yeah, from to 7:30.
What?
Shoot!
What? Excuse me? Excuse me?
We've established...
Excuse me? Excuse me? What's the button? Okay, it wasn't that. Never mind. I'm dumb. Sprinklers. Possible change. Found before 7:30, it would have gotten wet. The other one, fragments. It's near the dead body. One was removed. I don't think that's related.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
I don't. Oh,
That's
I don't want to
more
go
than enough
shooting
time to commit
random
murder, I should think.
random shit.
So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Yeah, that's the the
We've
sprinklers.
established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between.
Okay,
No,
alright.
it's wrong.
So there was only two options for me to shoot. So if it wasn't the 7:30, then it was the 10 o'clock.
The murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
Yeah, that's
And what makes you
obvious,
say
I guess.
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly.
Do you know?
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Just the top half.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How?
Because we
Are you
dumped a bucket of
saying
water on it.
The mouth down south was wet? How
Oh,
dare
God.
you spew such indecent words?
You're the one who said it!
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Girl, you need help. I mean, we've known this for a long time, but you need help. You need a lot of help.
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I would be delighted to. Certain evidence. Oh. Doing this.
I hate you! No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you! No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no!
Fucking God, how do I do my thing? My special thing?
Hold on!
How do I do my special thing?
Trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me?
Do, do, do.
How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
Okay, I thought it would be the sprinklers, but it wasn't the sprinklers. Either way, that went shittily.
Just remember what the body
God, that
was
was
like
that was
after the
terrible.
explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was
God,
wet,
I hope that
yes,
didn't affect my
but the
influence gauge in
bottom
the
half
actual
was
trial.
completely dry.
Definitely gonna get like a
Sprinklers got
B
the
or
body
C
wet.
on that though.
Shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
I should turn on a fan.
while the body was still on fire,
I'll do that.
I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Ooh yeah.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So
No
if the
shit.
sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Yup.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
Yep.
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In this case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone?
I'd just
That's...
like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is
Will it?
why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course.
It
I'm
seems
not.
like it.
I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me?
I mean, we've blamed you for everything, so this isn't new.
Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
Got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
That's some pretty
You
sound
made
reasoning
one
right there.
catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all.
Oof.
And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So
Nope,
that was
probably
her motive?
not.
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
But she can't
I'm not
be.
the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Excuse me?
The sprinklers didn't get
Excuse
the body
me?
wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting.
Is there?
I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Yeah, I guess that, oh, hell, that did affect my influence gauge. Son of a bitch. Alright, tarp.
I got it! You're talking about
Some
the tarp,
bitch.
aren't you?
You catch on
Damn
quick.
bullet time batters.
You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
People are very fond of that, in other words, line. They're very fond of that, I've noticed. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. It was used the way Kyoko said. The tarp must have touched the body, right? Yeah, but the body.
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. And you know, this whole thing could be solved. At least who the victim was, if everyone just remembered what everyone's fashion senses were. Because even when I watched Super Genius play this, am I the only one who caught on to the victim being Junko? Like, am I the only one?
By covering
Alright,
the
what do we
body
got?
with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down
Yeah.
toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Well,
No, that's wrong.
yes, but no. Y'all wrong.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said
Nope.
it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
Man, I love these fake
More than
spam
that,
phishing
What if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of
Netflix
camouflage?
emails.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
Man, you are really intent on making me the fall guy, aren't you?
Someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know.
I don't know, the nurse's office.
Packs from the nurse's office.
And we had an entire trial about that from 2 chapters ago.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
It must mean they use chicken. They used the chicken.
I got it!
Bark, 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 bark.
Would it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
Chicken butt.
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
Chicken blood? You mean chicken butt?
But after the murder, there were only 4.
I mean, personally, I prefer chicken breasts, chicken titties.
So you're saying
I don't even know if you can eat
someone
chicken
killed
butt.
the chicken and then cover the body with its blood?
That's some voodoo shit right there. Mm-hmm.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that's voodoo.
Killing a living thing just
I
for
think.
something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I know there's like chicken blood is like some sort of mystical thing. I think it's associated with voodoo, right?
I wonder if the
I'm right about
killer
that,
had to
aren't
get
I?
the blood from the scene
Aren't I?
So they wouldn't be spotted walking
Someone in
around.
chat confirm that for me.
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit
What
used
would
the
that
tarp
be?
to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
No.
I think so.
Oh, it wasn't. No, it weren't.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
Man, if only you weren't trying to pin this on me.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already
Hide
had
out
the
in
coat
tool
ready,
shed.
so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no.
Yes.
I headed off to the gym,
Oh.
and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had
Oh.
plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother
Ma'am.
saying it's not possible.
It's not possible, though.
I must
I am-
admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
But I didn't do it. The suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguise a dead body.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it?
She did it.
Hey, why don't
She
we
totally
bet
did it. It
some?
wasn't me. I
Let's
swear.
flip a coin. 50-50 odds. See? Pretty good idea, right?
No.
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought
Yeah,
when I first saw
yeah.
it. I just remembered.
That was the knife that we were supposed to hold on to that went missing. Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we going to do with it?
Can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do.
I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Yep.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Maybe.
Yeah. Then
I
why
didn't
did you
do it,
hide
I
that
swear.
fact?
Because already is I have a bad rep.
It's
I
not
don't
that
want
I
to make
hid it.
myself look worse.
just-
I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
Intriguing.
The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
But I didn't do it, you hippie. Yeah, dippy hippie. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. I mean, I can vouch for you, but I'm just controlling you.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
No, I
Just
didn't.
because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What
Stab,
a
stab.
horrible man you are, Makoto.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that's wrong. It's just a feeling. It's charred to briz near the body. The other one is. Wait, hold on. Do we need to do the? The knife was thrust through the coat into the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Yep,
Well,
obviously.
getting stabbed is what.
No, that's wrong.
I don't even. That was a bad location of the
Hold
white
on.
noise. That didn't
The
interfere
stab
with me
wound
at all.
isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you
No.
remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously
Something
the stab
else
wound
murdered
isn't
her.
what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Oh, they only had one stab wound. Down for everyone to see. Monokuma file.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
God, how does everyone miss this?
Totally forgot about
I mean, like,
The knife.
half of this is
It
obvious.
was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body
Kaboom.
afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
That's a lot of big words I'm not sure you're using correctly.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we
Oh,
will
I have to do it?
on this.
Alright, fine. This is a bomb. Oh. Fragments, rather.
I got it! After
But
the
this is a bomb.
explosion,
It go boom.
we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
It go boom.
You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
Really?
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled
Ah.
Monokuma.
I hit buttons.
It's part of a bomb.
Nothing seems to have gone wrong, so buttons didn't affect anything.
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like
Oops.
we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me.
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Will it? Need to concentrate. Let's bring all that focusing power. Get your focus energy and let us focus.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
Let me look at everything in the Monokuma file. In the explosion, identity unknown. However, dead before the blast. Stabbed a single time, completely through the body. Struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were several days old.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Damn it.
Shoot!
Then shall we
Those
continue
were
the
several
debate?
days old, though.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was
I guess
already
that
totally
has
dead
to
when
be
that happened.
this
And it wasn't because
on
of the
the
knife, right? And then
head wound.
There's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Or not. Okay.
Shoot!
Must be a contradiction.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Which
Then
only
shall we
leaves the head
continue the
wound.
debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
I guess I have to
The
take
explosion didn't kill her for sure.
head wound and shoot it at Byakuya's
Well,
line.
Yeah. She was already totally dead when
Seems
that
like the
happened.
neck.
And it wasn't
Maybe I had it
because of the knife, right?
reversed.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury.
There we go. I was right, but also wrong, because I had it in the wrong order.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
That triggers the breathing through the nose. That triggers the noise gate. Can't do that. Can't move the microwave.
File says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
How
Was
is
it?
that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Probably.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind testing it on you.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to
Probably.
scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
God, you need help. You need so much help.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
My God.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
You do.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Well, Master
Go
is
ahead
going
and
to
tell
ask
them,
me.
Makoto.
Yep,
Surely
right
you
there.
deduced
He's
the
going to
real
ask
murder
me to
weapon.
do it. 'Cause I'm the friggin' player character. So I gotta do everything myself. Where's them damn arrows at? There we go.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrows. Plural.
Arrow.
Use your grammar.
That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right.
I'm not
Shut
backtalking
up.
anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Oh, silly Hina. One more secret. What could this secret be? Let us make the argument about what it is. It probably involves that duct tape, if I had to guess.
Titanium arrow. It was in the
That
dojo
or the key.
locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Ding dong, y'all are wrong.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
Oh.
How is it harsh?
Eh,
Are you even listening?
apparently not.
That explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've
It
never been
was.
to the dojo.
It is a lie.
Oh, no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Oh, of course, throw it to me. Okay, cool.
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer.
I mean,
You know
no.
what will happen if you do, don't you? If
Yes.
you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death
Yeah.
of us all. Remember?
Yeah.
Of course I remember.
I
Then
remember.
show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Why don't you do it? I don't want to do it. She's my friend. I don't want to send her to death. Yeah, you got evidence. What black key, stupid? Kinda wish using the scroll wheel was
The one thing that proves
more
Kyoko was in the dojo
worked
is
better.
right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother
Yes.
trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
Hey, I'm smart, but I'm stubborn.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
She looks much more pale in her little character profile than she does in the images. Yeah, I mean, just look at her. She looks much more pale in her character profile things than she did in that image previously.
I was just protecting you.
Protecting me? Why do I need protection? Then does that mean she... Uh-oh. She knew I was being attacked. And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... I mean, that Kyoko... She killed someone? For me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
I guess it is, huh?
I'm
Oh.
warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
But all the evidence points to you, hon.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
How the tables have turned. Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Make your argument. When the body was found.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
Oh,
There's
he's
proof
hiding
that
a lot
you
of things
aren't
from
the
you.
culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
No. No, you couldn't have.
Those words you just spoke.
What was the one they gave me? When the body was found. That's the wrong button. Body was found. 7 a.m. Makoto wakes up. Makoto and Hina arrive in the dining hall. 7:30 to 9. Meet the others in the gym and scroll. And head to the headmaster's room. 9 a.m. Told to get the pickaxe where she discovered the body.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Okay, that's not it.
Shoot!
I just have the one bullet, right?
Those words you just spoke.
Yeah, it's just
What
the
do you
one bullet.
exactly? I'm not the. You should understand.
Byakuya,
Master would never.
there's proof that you are. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker,
Oh,
and then left the locker key in my own room,
yep,
correct?
that's the one.
But could I really have
I
done
was. It was right in my face the whole time, but I never saw it.
You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would
Everything.
never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the.
Yes.
That's wrong.
You got her key, man.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant.
Yeah.
And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There's a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. This just isn't like her. Try and save herself with such a desperate lie? She really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Is there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. Mastermind's trap. Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I? Mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro? And Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie? The only one knows it's a lie.
I'm the only one who can expose it. Who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? Mastermind's trap. I didn't know if that got picked up, so I said it again. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose the lie. Now, there is two endings to this. I don't know which will lead to which. We go to Google. Because I want to show both outcomes. But you can't get the other outcome if you get the right outcome. So, no, not, alright. Let's see. Oh, I don't want... What is this? What is this? I don't want this. I don't want this. I want other... No, go away, you stupid ads. I do not want you. What is this? Okay, I was right. Alright, okay. I was right with my first guess. Pursue the lie.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko is definitely lying, and it must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Alright, let's make this argument. Come on, boys and girls.
I didn't have the key to my room because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are
Yeah.
correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Then, when we searched Kyoko's room, how else could the key have gotten there?
Someone other than me must have put it there. That's the only explanation.
Oh. She got the master key thing.
I
Yeah,
didn't
she
have
got
the key to my
the
room
master key.
because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are
Yeah.
correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Oh shit.
Then,
There we go.
No, that's wrong. No, Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Huh? Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Oh boy.
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
But there's so many unanswered questions.
Ridiculous! Since when is there any?
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out.
Oh, really?
So then, it's time for
Something tells me
voting
you just
time,
want her
okay?
dead.
Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you. But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Yep. You know, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have shared the fact that I was looking up which was the right the right choice. Good job. You got it. Brilliantly right. Got it right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Is everyone ready? Okay then.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Alright, here we go. Game over. Kyoko has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. So how is this tied to her ultimate? Oh, then again, we don't know her ultimate, so... I guess it really could be anything, could it? After school lesson. You know, this is a very different after school lesson than what the internet would like you to believe it is. What is he even teaching? Like, what is that? So why is she turning purple? Blue. Is she, like, holding her breath and losing oxygen and whatnot? She went splat. She went squish. That's how the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba came to an end. I still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent, or, regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me, I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Mukuro's class trial. In the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. Peace, but only inside the school. So Hina just became the baby mama for everyone? Peace, but only for us. Byakuya looks too happy. He looks too happy. And Yasuhiro looks not right. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Yeah, Byakuya's too happy to be holding a Toko picture. Hope? Hope? This is hope?
No! This isn't right!
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Her claim? Oh, that's right. I have to... Do I expose the lie or not? Well, I mean, we already saw what happens when we expose the lie, so... You let it go. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that
Well,
Kyoko mentioned.
does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
Yes.
I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
Oh, we're going with that, are we?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial.
Staying
Mukuro,
silent,
who
are we?
Didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead, and then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said it's a trap the Mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be.
Okay, time's up!
We pushed some buttons. We pushed some buttons.
Time's up! Class trials all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Yep, it's voting time, everybody. Cast your votes. Oh, wow. Holy shit, that was mostly all A's. What was the one that I... No, I wanted to look. Alright, fine.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened?
That
Will
wasn't
you
the
make the
bullet
right
time
choice
battle, was it?
Or the dreadfully
Couldn't have been.
wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
You're too excited for this. And again, you're too excited for all the other executions, so I guess it's natural. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job. Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole class trial doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Chills, chills, kills.
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. But why do I?
I
Kyoko!
don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
I thought she was done talking. Kyoko!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Guess it's game over, folks. Game over, man. It's game over. Game over. Oh, we get the same punishment. Okay. still don't see how this is. Oh, he is the ultimate lucky student, so. I mean, it applies to the student portion, but there's really no lucky in this. Anything, this is the unlucky student's punishment. The after school lesson. Also, is he like just strapped to the chair? Because it doesn't seem like he's strapped. I don't see any straps. So he could just like stand up and move, couldn't he? Like totally, he could stand and move. Also, I'm sorry for hitting the mic there. Yeah. It's splat time. Ooh. Hey! It's alter ego! See? He just saved us. Holy shit. Now why didn't he do that for Kyoko? Oh. Hey Makoto, Monokuma, sorry about that, but we got other plans. I got places to be. I got things to do. Huh? Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is
Alter ego. Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this! You finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words,
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. This stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what is the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words,
Now, it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
what did you say?
What are you talking about?
so
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Well, that trial didn't take as long as I thought it would. Massive high school towers all over the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. That's what the school looks like. I still have problems buying the school architecture. I'd have to like lay the maps on top of each other to see how that look. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. Better check that privilege, boy. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way is if you're scouted by the school itself. Standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me.
What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. Wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Oh dear. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. Awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern, with the barest hint of light seeping in. Seems pretty well lit to me, don't you think? Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. And that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. He used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. With that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Alright, hopefully with that cough out of the way, I'll sound better. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? I recognize that. That's a rocket and a tank. I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. This is a desk. Probably the one that fell down here with me. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. That was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink? Which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. That's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. Can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. Like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. A crunch. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? I don't know, let's take a look. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? Seems like it. Carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down in here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
Yeah, you got a little something on your head there. Kyoko!
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. Glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. Gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Phew, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. You still haven't given up, then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why do you come to rescue me? To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Thought she was going to continue with that. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me. I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive? I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. Why not just have that continue? I mean, I don't know what the line after that would be, but why does that have to be a reaction? So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once. Until recently, something forgot. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory. That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? First thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too. When I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. Disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At time, I'd forgotten. Couldn't remember why I'd come to the school. I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But it would make you forget all that. Strange, isn't it? Strange, isn't it? I know everything you're going to do. You know everything I'm going to do. That could be done better. I can do that much better. It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems too convenient. You saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things myself this whole time. If what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us.
Correct.
What? Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? Mastermind? One of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were the least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition. I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Is it? Just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen,
You okay? Oh, yeah. It's nothing. It is nothing, right?
hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Okie dokie. So, can we get out of here now? It kind of stinks in here. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I have to click. I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability? My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Really? You, the most detective-y of all of us, is the ultimate detective? No. Never would have guessed. The ultimate detective?
correct.
The reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone. Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Yoko's dad is Hope's Peak headmaster? That explains. When Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved, I'll find a way.
I,
No matter what it takes, I will find the
no matter
headmaster.
what?
So,
Yoko, what's going on?
I,
My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. Makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
however,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
so,
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. I mean, the mastermind, right?
it's true.
Still recording, right? Okay. Yeah, I am. That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I had also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was a home to a number of rooms that were meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. Assumed if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there?
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. And I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important. And really ominous. So can we get out of here now? No, we cannot. We have to do more talking.
However,
Talk. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. Has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it? Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then, did kill her.
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. There is a hair on my mic, and I need to get it. Preferably without making... Okay, there we go. Alright. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Really? Is that why the one ending had you get squished? Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. Mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. I mean, because of the school regulations. Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. If they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. Mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like Mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
One other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. Could have been you, though. Really? What would give you that idea? I could have become the
Indeed.
victim? You know what I'm talking about, right? You mean... Yes, of course! During the night? I can hear them, you know. Footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. Well, which one? Hades? Pluto? Anubis? No, Anubis isn't the god of Egyptian god of death. He's like he like guides the people there. Who's the Egyptian god of death? I've got to know that. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. Which is exactly what happened with you. Who is the Egyptian god of death?
Osiris, one of Egypt's most important deities, was god of the underworld. He also symbolized death, resurrection, and the cycle of Nile floods that Egypt relied on for agricultural fertility. According to the myth, Osiris was a king of Egypt who was murdered and dismembered by his brother Seth.
Well, there we go. There's your history lesson for the day. She said something that I didn't read. Which is the one? I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
Also, I just want to point out that the body had fake nails, but in the picture where they're getting like, I'm going to stab Makoto, they didn't have fake nails, so... Dude, what's up with that? Are we going to learn about that? And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room.
It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind,
Indeed.
right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they just did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. Other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro is the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused the event.
That's
Talking
right.
about what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair? I would imagine
It would seem
that despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair.
indeed.
And they're, make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Chapter 5, 100 Mile Dash, Pain of a Junk Food Junkie. The end. To be continued. Received the Dream Island rocket present. Oh, that's where that was. That was the opening execution, wasn't it? Do I want to save the data? Yes, I do. I do. I do, in fact, want to save the data. And we're going to not immediately jump into Chapter 6. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to return to main menu, and then we're going to play the beginner's guide. Since we didn't play that on Saturday, and we've got some time left in the stream. Got about enough time to get through it all. So let us. Where is it? That is. Let us play the beginner's guide. Yes. Game capture. Switch to a different thing. Beginner's guide. Yes. Alright. Let's attach a gamepad. Let's use the controller. I should unmute the desktop, shouldn't I? Even making sounds that can be picked up. No! No, you will not, you will not do, you will not do that. No, let's try this again. With it attached. Okay, now it's working right. Alright. Audio. Let's turn on the full captions. Video. The screen is cut off. It's not good. There we go. Now it's right. Right? Now it's right. Okay. Look it up. Alright. It is playing music, right? Well, is a little low, but let's get into the game. All you're missing in terms of sound right now is just some chirping birds. All right, let's begin the game. Let's see what the beginner's guide has in store for us. Please make sure audio is on. Audio is in fact on. Controls: the sticks and X. Or A, if you're one of them filthy exponers.
Thank you very much for playing the beginner's guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okie dokie.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
Some reason this seems familiar.
In early 2009, at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts...
The controls are weird. Calibrate. Back. Let's maybe not mess around with this. Back. Oh crap. Let's. Shit. Shit. I just screwed everything up. I don't. Up. That work? That won't work. That, no. I don't know what I'm hitting. I don't know what's working or not. Let's use calibrating again. Move forward. That button is already assigned. Please move left. Look up. Look left. Go back menu. Circle. Pause. Chat option 1. Square. Chat option 2. Triangle. Chat option 3. R1? Okay.
He then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Things folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As
Okay,
each
dokie.
game is unique, it
I
should
need
be
to
the date that it was
change
completed.
Danganronpa
This first
thingies.
one was made in
The
November
game we're playing. Where's my
2008.
phone? There's my phone. Loading. November 2. Pause. I can go over here. Change. Let's take caps lock off. Let's spell the. There it is. Beginner's guide. Update information. Alright, cool. Alright. Let's continue. Oh, hey, we have a gun. Warning.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Alright. We have a gun. This seems dangerous. Go through it? No, we can't. Okay. I'm gonna assume that we're on like we can only go where the game's gonna let me.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
I don't want to go there. I want to go over
It
here.
kinda
I want
looks
to
like this game was abandoned mid-development.
a little
For
bit, yeah.
instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for
Nope,
what
can't
they
reload.
are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Huh. Yeah, that happens a lot. I remember doing things like that in Unity. Yeah, if you don't set cameras up right and you don't do things right, people are going to see the bottom of your skybox.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay. Alright, I actually wanted to go. What happens if I do go back into the
If you'd
labyrinth?
really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Okay, cool. Just follow the right wall till it gets me back to the beginning. That's the way you solve every maze. Except maybe mirror mazes. Maze of mirrors. I once tried doing one of those when I was a chillin'. Didn't really turn out well. Kept running into mirrors and eventually I ended up crying. I was like, I don't know, 5, 6, something like that. I actually don't know how old I was. All I know is that I ran into mirrors and it hurt, and eventually the carny lady who was running the thing had to come in and get me, bring me through. I would like to try a mirror maze sometime in the future, though. That'd be cool. That is, if a carnival ever comes around here. I haven't seen an actual like carnival in a long time. Not like the one where the mirror maze was. Is this where we started? I think this might be where we started. Yeah, I think this is where we started. Alright, so we found the beginning. Now we find the end. And there's no way I remember exactly where it was. I don't have that kind of memory. Okay, we found it. Cool. Alright.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper Machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okie dokie.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all.
Is that you, God?
Machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If you...
Okay.
Your body could stop the beam.
Oh.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives,
I mean, what about my wife and kids? Do I even have a wife and kids? I don't know. Do I have to? I mean, looks kind of dangerous. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, okay. All right.
This is not a
I
branching
guess.
point. Unfortunately, the only option is to step into the beam.
All right. Fine.
Let
And
me
I'm dead.
pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Supposed to do it again? Oh yeah, this. Yeah, this is like yeah, yeah. Shit like this happens all the time.
The beam
That
causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
okie dokie. What are we doing? Where are we going?
Yup, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Huh. Okay. Past was behind her.
So it's a short and
Phew.
relatively
But
minimalist
the future
experiment
could not be
combining
seen.
motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Trying to listen. My phone. Get like listen how quiet the thing is. And I don't. Okay, what are we doing? Why does the future keep changing? Oh, we got new things over here. What is this? What do we got over here? When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. Hopefully this is. What is it? What does it say? But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
I mean, okay, that sounds fine. I'd have to. I'd like to have someone to check it with. Okay, what are we doing? Is this Slenderman? I'm not good with Slenderman. I've never played Slenderman. Can we wander off the path? No, we cannot. Okay. What happens if we go backwards? You always go back in every game. Every game. Always go back. You are now entering. What are we entering?
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Loading December 2008.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Dang it, Coda. What about us explorer types? You totally failed to account for us explorer types. I feel attacked. Coda. Ugh. Now this is gonna be interesting. I'm a game design student, so like I know I can learn
Once you
what.
get slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press the use key on your gamepad, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
That'd be X. That would be X. Plays a pair of floating eye key. Swim. Yeah, this is an idea room.
A room that's warm and nice.
Yep.
And filled with little ideas for games.
Yep. This is yeah. This hits. This tracks.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
That hits. That hits hard. That hits real hard. Me. God, that hits. That hits real hard.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Oop. Did it. I guess it's one of these things. Yep, there it is.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
What's with these? These seem like they would be significant. This Coda guy seems like he deliberately puts things if... He's not the kind of guy who would place things without there being a reason, it seems. Close you? Okay. I wonder how he got his hands on these
seems to be it, right?
games.
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press the use key on your gamepad, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Oh! Well then.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same. Is that most of the time, you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Man, this game getting philosophical. Oh hey, we're on the path again. You're now exiting.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. The great and lonely, lovely descent. Oh, did you look at the cute little house?
Let's let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Yep.
To
The
make all of
Streetwise
these games,
Fool.
Coda is using an engine called Source.
Oh,
Like
hey,
all
I've heard of
engines,
that.
Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Man, I wish I had these models.
Shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You
Also,
consider paying
access to
attention the architecture
3DS
of those
Max.
games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Like, I would totally just create like just scene. I would take this. I would just take a bunch of models like Sonic and Mario and all the video game characters and just stick them in this little cafe, having a good chat. I would totally do that. Maybe park a Mustang out front, blue Mustang for Sonic out front. Whoa, hey, what's back here? None? Okay, cool. All right, let's go down the corridors. Oh, hey. Can we walk off the edge? Oh, yes we can. Okay. Guess we're gonna die now. Or not. Would it have made a difference if I walked down there? If I didn't take the fast way? Is there optional dialogue that I missed? Okay, that's just can't go inside. What? What's up here? None? Okey doke. Man, this could turn into a horror game real quick. Okay. Alright. Yeah, this could turn into a horror game real quick. Oh. Guess we're going up now. Okay, can't go that way. Can't go that way. Oh, going this way.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
What happens if I sit here and wait? What happens if I do that? Do I get achievement for that? I'm gonna sit here and wait for a bit. Let's see what happens. More importantly, let's see if the guy says anything. Wonder if there's achievements for this. Theoretically, there are. Maybe. Oh, if there are, I can't find them at the moment. Okay, anyway, let's just go on. Oh, going back down.
Something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
That is the ultimate game dev troller right there.
puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. This.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the buttons on your gamepad to respond.
That? That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors? Switches. Yeah. Yeah. What? But you don't understand. We are trapped here. That puzzle is our only escape. We need to get through it. What is that? What does that do? Let me describe it. Let me tell you all about it. What is over there? No, that isn't possibly enough. I need to actually be there. I cannot simply be told what it is. I must see it myself. I must escape this prison. There must be an ending. Oh. Okay. And we're back here again. Hello. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Nope. I've been here this entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Who are you? Just go hang out there in that blackness for a little bit. You may not like it at first, but it will grow. Well, black space scares me. Do I have to? Oh, so I figured out what that voice was.
Down to the final floor of the level.
That's supposed to be Mitch Hedberg. I've never watched Mitch Hedberg. I've heard the name before, but I've never listened to him. Maybe I should do that sometime. It's the opening of the game, and you can't hear the...
Quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
And look at that adaptive shade, and I don't actually know if that's what it's called, but... Also, you're not really missing anything in the background noise. All you're missing is like ambient nighttime crickets chirping. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Nice room. Not. Lol.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Really?
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Saw a flying penguin.
It's
What?
ironic,
Let me
isn't
tell
it,
you.
that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
I'm actually curious to read all of these. What the shit is this cavern? Butt ass butt. A free t-shirt. Food store can open door. Damn, there's a lot of these. You know, I said I was gonna read all of these, but dang. Take my hand, let's jump together. I think this is not going anywhere. To got some abstract art there. Painting, what does it mean? I mean, abstract art is a thing. I wouldn't really call it art, but spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, that roughly sums up how I feel about a lot of abstract art. This guy had...
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
It's the lamppost again. This is a lot of typewriters. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you talking? This guy. Porn stars die too.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. All right. Oh. Is it supposed to do that then, or could I have always done that?
See, like,
We're in
this
the
is
well.
it, the whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over,
Wait,
use
where'd the door go?
assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
And all the furniture gone? How about a TV with us? Sure. That's not a TV with surround sound. Ten stoves. Those are couches. It's not a stove. I have the room. Tesla coils, yes. Let's go put. Oh, it's just a lamp and a table. We already have a table though. Well, let's go with the obvious one. None of these are making any difference. That's kind of like a table. Oh. Oh.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
A little bit, yeah.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Outside the prison? Please walk forward. Guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click no. I will not click on the table. I will click on. Oh, this isn't going to be a game that will let you do whatever you want, will it? Photo frame. Click to turn it slightly. Back on.
course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Hmm.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And
They felt trapped by something.
Maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on. But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense.
Oh, hey, we're back here.
Yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Hmm. Jaw is tight for some reason. Phone box. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from... You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? I don't know what I did. That's where I am right now. Oh, I'm so glad to know that.
To share what's on his mind and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
They tell you. What did you have to do to get out? They told me to be sincere. What? That freed you? How does that work? It will make sense. Sincere about what? Exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Real nice. I could go for some of that.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Well, I guess we have to play and find out.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Man, I want these models. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone...
is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now would you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? Make the bed. Oh. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. I did it. Enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way it seems. Which is, I guess, is all about that matters. About all that matters. Oh, that. And a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out there? Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Wait, what? Oh, I hit the wrong button. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Last I checked, the tub needs a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clean
After the intense set of
dishes off the table?
This house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Darling, just let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Never heard that before. Just soothe out the rug in the bedroom. Looks like the tub has gotten rather dirty. Would you, uh, would you, what does it say? Would you mind tidying it up a bit? The bottommost lines are cut out by the bottom of my screen. Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Huh. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. There's a bit of truth to that, actually. Anyway. So, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Will you please clean up the books? Thanks. I can't do it through the wall. Hey God.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Oh goodness, those pillows over on the couch are a real mess. Would you go over and straighten them up? I should stop doing bitch Hedberg. Well, or maybe not.
But,
Question.
of course,
Do
it
you...
can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Yeah, being in a dark space is bad. We have a light post.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Items you love at members only prices. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human than I am. Right now, who do you think about them? Okay, I need to do a thing. Pause. This is studio mode so that I can properly read things. I don't. Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly?
Perspective shifts.
Ah, okay.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Choices. Uh.
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
They're not showing the loading
This
on
one
the
took a lot longer
black
than
screen?
all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Oh, yeah, there's the fly system. This is up to the cat access. Drops. Oh, scrim. Why ain't there a scrim? Maybe this ain't one of those. Big old thing. Oh, hey. Okay, hi. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Okay. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Yeah, where's the bathroom? What are you doing? You're deflecting. You're not saying what's actually on your mind. Stop dancing around and I'll have a conversation with this person. Do it again. Uh... No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again. Stay on top of her. Scout must have worked real hard to get where you are. You're messing it up all again. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. Try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Okay. Hey, this wasn't here before. Lamp. And we're in a cage. Odo really likes his cages, don't he?
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
June 2010. Mobius Trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. That's not what I said. Oh! Door. Door.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
What's going on? Please don't let this be forever.
to speak something honest. Interesting. That isn't truthful. I don't know about that. This seems... All these ideas seem pretty creative. I can't keep making these.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then, even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
December 20. Where am I? Hello. How do I get out of here? That's... Long time since I talked to anyone. Strong. Look lost. Oh no. What happened? Did something change? Machine. It kept me going and it stopped. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't fair. See it, know why it stopped.
If the
Take you
last
to it.
game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Well, now you have to close the first door.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one
This game is
finding
hitting
both
hard.
the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
None of this is true, though. Wasn't true, though. But it's not.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Oh, it's not showing it on the stream. The machine. And during the loading screens, it says loading and then time. Guard. Hi, I'm glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know, I looked at the machine. It calls itself. Coda had issues.
And of course, it's the machine.
Stopped. Work was keeping us alive. Been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. Seen the thing you've. Alright, then I will apologize to the people on your behalf. Friends. Not apologize. Stronger than it thinks we are. To show it that we are not failures. I don't like either of those options. Destroy everything the machine created. This is new.
theater from 4, but not finished.
Remember, you can click to fire the gun.
Yeah. Sure, you're known forever.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work? So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
So what happened? Put down your weapon. I don't have a weapon. Yeah, I do.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Coda didn't like that, probably.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. Um, and so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
June 2011. Power.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Feel
this room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press the use key on your gamepad, and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
These are walls from Stanley Parable.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
5161.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Knew there was a reason for the 3 dots.
I just
Red
felt
light
so
seems
strongly
significant.
That if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up? the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
What? Going on?
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean? I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself. That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start
Walls are
making
closing in.
Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay. More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you. If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
So it wasn't Coda that had the issue. This guy. His name? Davey? This game is a lot harder than I thought it would. Way to move. Okay. Thought the music was over. Not quite yet. Very sparing. Ah. This is just a moment. See this before. What's this leading to? That's the stream from Whisper, isn't it? Do I not have a noise gate on this thing? I don't want my breath getting caught up by the microphone. Put it away from them. Oh. Black. Haze. Ooh, music swells. I can't do. Man. Hmm. Or R. R Coda? Project would not have been possible. Falling into hopefully that doesn't get caught by copyright. That hit. That hit a lot harder than I expected it to. It was also much different than I thought it would be. I was expecting something comedic, like Stanley Parable. This was not. that 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 moment in the dark. That moment there at the end. That was that hit. That oh that God. Beginner's Guide is the first game in a long time that I can remember that has made me feel, uh, feel things. Like, no, I can't really say that because I feel other things when I play other games, but like, there's, man, oh, Beginner's Guide just, it hit different. Like, that, when Davy was going off in that dark room between the doors there at the end, uh, I don't know if I should be scared or comforted by how hard that hit, how close to home that hits. God damn. Huh. Okay. uh, I think we're gonna just. I I think we'll. I think we'll call the stream there. Um. I mean, I could return to Danganronpa and I don't know, man. Leaving the leaving things on this note, man, that I don't know how to feel about that. But I also don't want to stray too far from this being just game. Uh, I, I'm I'm gonna call it there. So thank you to everyone who came out. Thank you to everyone who's watching the VOD on Twitch or YouTube, and I hope you enjoyed the the trial, and I hope you enjoyed Beginner's Guide. Dang. Why do I have Tekken 7 and I don't own 7. Yeah, whatever. Um hmm. Okay. Yeah, uh I don't know how to end this other than have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the start of Danganronpa Chapter 6. Uh, have a good night, everyone.